All right. Would you like to?
What episode is this? 13?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Covers Under Covers. I am coming live from my job, lunchtime. So you might hear some
the living room.
and you're before your job. You might hear my coworkers. They're all men and they like rag on each other the entire lunch. So there's a lot of like wooing and stuff. You might hear them. But anyways, welcome to episode 13 of Covers Under Covers. I'm in my office, so it's weird and it's my lunchtime, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Because otherwise I have to film at night when I'm tired and I look like crap and I'm also like so like tired. I went first last week because it was my birthday. Can't believe it's already been was that a week ago? Oh no, that was Monday.
Over a week ago. Oh no, we just yeah.
We filmed a long time ago. Yeah. Not a long, like a week ago we filmed. Or something like that.
By the way, your gift shipped finally because it was custom made, so it took a while. Oop, oop.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. I hope it's not cheesy.
I have no idea what it is.
She has no idea what it is. I also don't know. It said it was in Walnut. Are you close to Walnut?
Yeah.
Okay, so it should get there soon then.
Yeah, I used to work like very close to Walnut and Diamond Bar. It's like a city right next to it.
Okay, so you'll get it soon. Expect that. So I take it, I go first today.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I'm so sorry if you guys hear my mom. This is the
and
only.
You'll hear like you're gonna hear like, both of our people today.
We're literally like Wayne's World. Like we're from home.
We're in the basement. I'm in the basement. Coming live and direct from the basement. My mom went shopping, so I got the house to myself.
Literally. Who is Wayne and who is Garth though?
Garth is the blonde one.
No, I mean like from the both of us.
Oh. I feel like I'm like Mike Myers, but I'm sure you feel like you're Mike Myers too. So.
But I feel I have more of Garth's energy, and I kind of because I have his same glasses. Not right now, but.
Yeah, normally.
Yeah, I guess I would be Garth.
Okay.
It's
cool.
You heard it here first.
I'm down with that.
The clip for this is going to be our faces photoshopped onto Wayne's World.
Yeah, like I feel like I can do pretty good Mike Myers like faces.
Okay, let's include the face right now so I can crop it. Like, okay, good, great. All right, so my cover, I was so pissed. I got this record and I played it like the next day, or I tried to, and it was warped, like bad. So I have to like bake it or something. I don't know.
Where did it come from? Like, what store?
I got it from a store, and it was totally like unsuspecting. I wouldn't have been able to see if it was warped.
Can you return it?
It's in San Mateo, and I don't live like, I live like an hour away, so I can't really, but it's fine. I'll figure a way. But I love this. I love this album because it's a cover album.
That's
this
awesome.
Artist is huge, and they did an album of covers. Can you guess who it is?
Okay, is it a man or a woman?
It's a band.
A band of covers. A band doing an album of covers. And what year?
Oh shit. That's a good question. Let me really quick.
Like in the last 20 years?
Yeah. Yeah, it had to have been. Let's see.
Gosh, I don't know. I gotta think about that.
Hold on. It came out in it came out in 2011, and they're a pretty popular band from like the 90s / 2000s. They're I guess I'll say it.
You gotta tell me because
So my cover today is by
Deftones.
Sleepwalk.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you couldn't play the record at all?
No, it was so like warped. Here, I want to pull up. So this came out 2011, April 16th. And I want to read you the track list. So it's
Yeah,
got,
they do a Sade cover too.
yeah, I was going to pick that one.
Okay.
No Ordinary Love. Then Do You Believe, Simple Man, Ghosts, Drive, Caress, Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want, which
My
obviously
favorite Duran Duran song, The Chauffeur. That's like my favorite Duran Duran song.
It's a good one.
I love that song. That's cool.
But I picked Sleepwalk because I love the original. And it kind of sounds like it's like a really dreamy song. It's like falling in love. And I would say that the Deftones cover of Sleepwalk is like falling in love but realizing that the person is a serial killer.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, and then it's like a distorted dream. So it's not as like, I mean, it's still like dreamy, but it's kind of like a nightmare.
Yeah.
But a subtle one. It's kind of, it's beautiful in a Deftones way, but then it's kind of creepy too. So
I've never listened to this album. I'm gonna listen to it.
It's great.
Oh, it was a record store. It was a record store day release. Cool.
Yes. So this is
okay.
Deftones.
I love it.
Sleepwalk.
I love it.
That's
cool.
Yeah.
I just started kind of get into Deftones in the last I don't know, maybe the last 10 years. I didn't really, of course, I liked, what is it, Fly, or, their most famous song. Like, I really liked that song, but I really never really gave them any attention. So I want to hear this album because it has a lot of interesting, weird combination of artists, which I like. Yeah, it's completely random. Oh, and If Only Tonight We Could Sleep by The Cure. Okay, I got to hear this. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's not too random. There's like a handful of random ones. It makes sense for them to cover like The Cure and then the Smiths and Duran Duran, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like the alternative. Yeah. The Sade one threw me out.
Yeah, that one's interesting.
And it's good. I like it.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. My cover is it's actually something I've been listening to a lot in the last year. And I was like, do I want to talk about it because I listen to it so much? Because I feel like the original is just iconic. It's from 1989, and it's the opening track of their artist. The original is the opening track of the artist's first album. So it's such an iconic song to open an album with. Is your mom making noise?
It's George. She's literally crying because he wants me to play with him. Sorry.
That's okay.
Continue.
That's what my cats would be doing if I was home. So I picked, it's the cover of Stone Roses, I Want to Be Adored by the Ravenettes. Have you ever heard that cover?
I haven't, actually.
It's from 2013. Ravenettes are a Danish duo. They came out very beginning, early 2000s. They're really cool.
Heard of the Ravenettes.
Oh, they're really cool. It's a guy and a girl, and they're Danish. And it's very close to I Want to Be Adored by the Stone Roses. It's not too entirely oh my gosh, that's insane. It's very much the same, but Ravenette's style. I like I said, we've talked about it before, where either a cover is completely different or it's very much the same, and it feels you still get that comfortable, okay, I know this, this isn't too far off. And it's a girl singing, so it's I forget her name. I think it's her name is she has the last name of I'm sorry, I didn't write her name down, but that's typical of me.
Very casual today, though.
But I Want to Be Adored is such an iconic song. Like it's been on several different like top songs of all time lists, like many different and like pretty high, like pretty like I think it's like it's been like 17th. That's pretty insane. You know, when you think of all songs, like when people's like, okay, you're the 17th greatest song of all time. Like that's a really important thing to say
There are
about
a
a
lot of
song.
songs. Yeah.
Yeah. And also it's been like on a list for like one of the greatest bass lines of all times because the song opens with the bass line and it's very iconic and it just keeps like going, you know, all throughout the song. And it's just like the way that that song, you know, starts is just like a build up. And for me, it's just an important song. I think I probably discovered it when I was like 12 or something like that. And I never ever gets old, like ever. And I've never seen the Stone Roses. Obviously, they were like their heyday was like when I was a little bit young, so I really couldn't go to shows. So I watched their documentary. There was a documentary, I think it's called like I didn't write down the documentary name, but the end of the documentary, they perform the song for a crowd like the first time in like 16 years. And like I literally started crying when I watched it at home because I was like, the energy of the crowd in the documentary is so like palpable and like everyone's so excited and people got picked like random. It was like a thing where like they like in the UK, I don't remember what city, but they announced it on the radio like, hey, like Stone Roses are playing today. Go down there with like a CD or a tape or a record, anything that you have, any paraphernalia, and you'll get in for free. And so people were
That's
like
cool.
stop, not like driving to work, like I'm not gonna go to work today, and like running there with like their CDs, like
Oh my
and
God.
getting in and just being like they felt like they won the lottery because it had been like 16 years. And then the sad part is like they record people that didn't get in that have been in line and they just like they didn't need the cut off to get in. And like it's so depressing. Like it's just like they're like but they could still hear it. They were standing outside the whole concert. It's just depressing when you see people and they're just like but
Oh,
yeah, the actual like concert made me cry. Like I was like, I've never heard this song live. I've never seen the Stone Roses live. And just the idea of like like having that happen to me, I was like putting myself in that position. It was just I was like tearing up a little bit. I was like, oh, I feel so happy for some people that got to go and it's amazing. It's just an iconic
England?
song. What?
Say this was in England.
Yeah, it was in the UK.
Okay. I don't know if
That's where
I
they're from.
I don't know if I heard England or Inglewood.
If it was Inglewood, I would have made it, but I would have tried at least.
Random ass location, I
I
guess.
know. No one would show up. Um,
Oh,
yeah, it was, of course, it's in England. That's where they're from. And it was like, you know, everyone there is like huge fans. So they were just like doing whatever. They took their kids. People were taking their kids, like, I'm here with my CD.
God.
Because
So
they're like Stone Roses were so iconic and like their style, like Ian Brown used to wear like he kind of made like Adidas tracksuits. Like this, he was like stylish. He wore those. I mean, I know a lot of people in the UK wear that.
before the
And so a lot
Russians took over it.
of and he a lot of people just try
Sorry,
to dress like him.
I could hear
What is that?
I don't know, the boys are back in town, I guess. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. So a lot of people are like dressed like him even then. Like it was like 16 years later. But it's cool. You got to see it. I don't know if you are into the Stone Roses, but
I
it's
think
an
I know
iconic song. It's
I
an
know
iconic song.
like
You
they're
know the song.
yeah, I know it's like a surface level knowledge of them where I don't know enough about them to say that I'm a fan, but of the songs that I have heard, I liked them, but I just never
Yeah,
did a deep dive.
yeah, you should because they're important. I think in the I guess the book of like UK music or like I don't know Britpop. I wouldn't call them Britpop. It was a little bit before Britpop, but it's definitely one of the important bands of that time, the early '80s and the late '80s and the early '90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Stone Roses album, their first album was super amazing. Like just every track is amazing, and the fact that it opens up with that song is just like amazing. So it's just a wonderful song.
Yeah. You did a deep. You
I
didn't
did
know I
you?
got into the bulk of it so fast.
I know. It's probably because I'm on my lunch break and I'm just like, yeah, let's just talk about covers. Okay, we gotta go.
First time. That's awesome. I definitely have to listen to that cover. What's the name of the cover band or the band who covered them again?
So it's the Ravenettes covering the Stone Roses, I Want to Be Adored.
Nice. Okay.
And the Ravenettes, they're not like really doing any music. I think they're on a hiatus. They've been on a hiatus since like 2018.
Yeah.
So, but the covers from 2013. And it's really good. So you would like it. It's real dreamy.
Okay,
It's just like
nice.
her voice is kind of like monotone. So it's just like real pretty and dreamy and monotone, but like the good kind of monotone.
Yeah. I love voices that are monotonous.
Yeah.
They're I feel like I guess you could even argue mm, is she is Nico kind of monotonous?
Yeah. Like Nico Case. I mean,
Yeah,
not Nico Case,
or no, no,
Nico.
no, no, Nico just from like
Yeah.
Nico,
From,
like
yeah,
Velvet
Nico,
Underground.
not
Yeah.
Nico Case. Yeah. Definitely like very monotone, very deep. Um, Also, who was I just thinking of that's like that?
Ish?
Lana Lana Del Rey.
Oh, Lana, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not like a huge Lana fan, but there are some dreamy songs. I do like
Yeah.
Video Games was very like monotone.
I feel like back then I really loved her music because during the Tumblr era,
Yeah,
like
she was huge.
artists
She
like
is
that were
huge.
even now, yeah.
She's pretty huge. I haven't even listened to that like new album she came out with.
Me
What
either.
is that called? I don't know.
Um, chemtrails
Yeah,
or something. Yeah.
Country Club, Chemtrails over the Country
Chemtrails
Club or
over
something.
the country
Club.
chemical burns. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Exactly.
I don't know. Something about singing about a sugar daddy in a diner somewhere. I don't know.
Pretty much.
No hate. I really do like Lana Del Rey's music though, but
Yeah,
I haven't.
she's cool. But anyways, you have any other music news or anything?
Oh yeah, actually, shout out to Noah, who is a sort of a cyber friend of mine. When I posted Jeff Buckley's Grace on Instagram, he DM'd me and he sent me a podcast episode that did a deep dive into Jeff Buckley's Hallelujah and how weirdly, if he didn't die, no one would have really heard his music.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
mean, yeah, probably.
yeah, so in this, I think it was, I'm gonna butcher the podcast. I think it's revisionist history or
Okay.
something like that. And there's an episode called Hallelujah, and pretty much, so Leonard Cohen, I think he sat with, I forgot who he sat with. He was talking to someone, and they were like, "How long did it take you to write this?" And he was like, "Oh, like 2 years." And no, it took like way more than 2 years to write it, and he was super frustrated. And I loved the way this guy was telling the story because um, he did Hallelujah, and then he performed it live, Leonard Cohen, and John Cale was in the audience, like watching, and he was like, "That Hallelujah song, send me the lyrics." And he sent him pages on pages on pages on pages of lyrics. And John Cale's cover is very different from Leonard Cohen's original.
Yeah.
And so that cover ended up on like a special kind of CD. I forget which one, but it ended up on an exclusive, not CD, record, right? Because it was like way back when. And there was this woman that Jeff was friends with, and not a lot of people bought that record, but she was one of the people that like just knew of this, like, just random ass record. And Jeff was hanging out with her, like house sitting for her, something where he was looking through her collection and saw the record and heard John Cale's version of Hallelujah. And he was like, I want to do this rendition of Hallelujah. Like, and so he covered it and then he put it on Grace, obviously. And it didn't really do as well commercially, because it was just like despite who like the Buckleys are, right? But like,
Yeah.
he just didn't really, do super well with that. And then he died. And I didn't know this, but I guess he like was singing like Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin, like in the lake somewhere, and then they just lost sight of him.
Yeah, he drowned.
Yeah.
Sucks.
And after he passed,
the sad part is like he was like really happy like that. Like I read the biography of him and his dad, and also quick little weird Buckley stuff. He was raised, his dad and him, his mom raised him without his dad around. His dad was like touring all the time, so his dad never was around. He had no relationship with his dad. And so his mom moved him to a town called Sunnymead, which is actually where I went to high school. So Moreno Valley and used to be called Sunnymead. And before it was Moreno Valley, which is where my parents moved me when I was in high school. So Jeff Buckley lived there when it was like hardcore horse town, like nothing. Like when I moved there in 93, it was nothing and it sucked ass. He lived there in like the 80s when it was nothing and sucked more ass. So yeah, I always felt like a special connection to him because I was like, I live here too, Jeff. And I love Jeff Buckley so much. But yeah, that's like the worst story, like the whole drowning situation. Like he had been so happy that week because he was recording the album and he was like really excited. And it's just always so like depressing when you think about stuff like that. Like,
yeah, honestly, I could not. I spent Sunday morning just listening to, I don't know why I felt compelled to, but because I had only purchased that album like I think a month ago. And so I woke up and I was like, I think I'm gonna play that finally. And it was Sunday morning and I was just like listening to it.
That's the
like
perfect Sunday morning record, to be honest.
Yeah, but I was just in bed and I was like actively like just dissecting each song and I was like, this shit's
Lover, You Should Have Come Over.
That's my favorite one on the album.
That's like,
it's so good.
Every lyric, like every line in that song is absolute perfection. Yeah. Just like I literally cry on my way home when I'm just like, oh, she's the tear that's, what does it say? She's the tear that hangs inside my soul forever. Like every freaking line is a poem.
And then just like realizing like this is what broke me too, because I had heard briefly that Elizabeth Fraser
they had a relationship.
And then
and they made a song. They had a song together. It's on YouTube. Like what is it? All flowers, something about the sun.
Let's see.
All something. I forget. There's 2 songs.
All Flowers in Time. That's what it's called.
Yeah. All Flowers what?
In Time.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a relationship, a secret relationship, and she was in love with him. And his death broke her. Like she was very devastated when he died because that was like kind of when they were like seeing each other, but she was also she has like a lot of anxiety and she also deals with anxiety and depression and all that stuff like everyone else that's an artist. And I think like, her relationship with Robin Guthrie was ending and she wanted something fresh and young and also someone fresh and young and hot.
He was,
and absolutely gorgeous. Just everything about him seems like you watch any of it. He's funny. Like if you really do a deep Jeff Buckley dive, like he's hilarious. He's funny. He's just very charismatic. He's an amazing artist, and it's just freaking depressing that we lost him so early. And before his career really truly took off. Like we have a lot of music, but it came out all after he died. Like there was Live at Chenet, I think that's how you say it, the French one that's really great. That has a ton of covers on it. The French cafe that he would always the cafe that's named after the French. I think it's Chenet. I think that's how you say it, or it's like Sin-E. I don't know. That's a really popular album, but I love Sketches. What is it? Sketches of My Sweetheart. No, Sketches of My Sweetheart, The Drunk. I love that album and his live album too. Like, I highly suggest you listen to those too. But yeah, isn't that a perfect Sunday album? Like, you picked the right album.
Yeah, I started like weirdly like researching his relationship with Elizabeth Olsen because I thought it was the most random.
Liz Fraser.
Or Olsen. Oh my God, Elizabeth Olsen.
That would be cool too.
She was an Avenger. That would have been very weird. I'm just thinking about.
She was a little girl, actually, so that would have been gross.
I don't even think that. Yeah, let's maybe pretend that I ever said that. Thank you. Yeah. So Elizabeth Fraser. Because I knew that she was like super shy and private, and so I didn't think I would find much, and I was surprised that she did actually do an interview and like talk about it, and the way she described it was so like intimate and like just really like sweet, like they would trade diaries.
When I read about them the first time, because it was I've always, of course, I'm a huge Cocktail Twins fan and a huge Jeff Buckley fan, and I didn't know anything about it because obviously before the internet that stuff was like not published or whatever, so I didn't know anything about that until way later. And I was like, my mind was blown. I was like, of freaking course, like two of my favorite like artists loving each other, like having some type of connection musically and personally. And like, I just, oh yeah, she wrote a song about him, one of the songs on Four Calendar Cafes about him. I'll tell you which one it is.
It's literally gonna type Olsen again.
I think it's songs about him. 1 second. Oh, which one is it? We'll probably have to just be like, or is it Four Calendar Cafe, or is it
oh, I think now though I forgot that she did This Mortal Coil. So I guess, yeah, okay. So when I remembered reading in the article that he was like just enamored by her cover of his dad's song. That was the Siren song?
Yeah, so she Song of the Siren, she covered that, which is Tim Buckley's song, right? So that's funny. It's like you cover someone's dad's song and then you end up meeting the son, and like,
yeah, I think that's what made him like kind of feel drawn to her. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Seekers Who Are Lovers, that's the song that she wrote about Jeff.
Oh, I'm just seeing this right now. You are a woman just as you are a man. It's oh wait, let me put this back up because I look pink. Yeah, and so I was researching that, and then I felt sad because I normally we talked about this before, where I can't listen to certain artists, like even after like Dolores died, I couldn't listen to the Cranberries because it just made me sad.
Yeah, I still like remember the first time I ever heard Jeff Buckley like on the radio. I have a very specific memory. I was like making up the bed in my bedroom and listening to the radio, and it came on, and I was like, I literally stopped. Like, there's been, a handful of times in my life where I've stopped doing what I'm doing, like, and been like, what is this? And it was The Last Goodbye. And it was, just that iconic like guitar in the beginning, and you're just like, and Last Goodbye too, I can listen to that forever and never get tired of it. And just like the words too, just like there's so much pain in his lyrics and his music, and that it's tangible. Like, it
Yeah.
just, you can feel it when you're listening to it. So that's why I love Lover, You Should Have Come Over. It's like, it's just like deep pain that you lost somebody that you're always gonna love.
Longing. It's like fully just like longing. That's what it
Yeah.
felt like, just the
Yeah.
whole album. But it was really cool to listen to that podcast episode. I think it was called Revisionist History, and if you guys want to listen to it, they did a pretty deep dive. It was a long-ish episode, so if you want to listen to that.
Send me the link. Is it on like
Yeah.
Spotify, or what is it on?
Yeah, it is on Spotify.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll just cut this part. Revisionist History.
I love listening to podcasts that are like, I like to listen to that one called Song Exploder. That
Oh yeah, I've heard of
do you
that one.
listen? Yeah, and like it's just like one song, and he has the artist on talking about the whole process of recording it, from like the thought of it, the writing of it, like how the process of recording it, how it came to be, and the last version it is. It's like very deep into one song, and it's always good songs. So yeah, I'm excited to listen to that now.
Yeah, and I don't think that Revisionist History is like all about music. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but that's just what it seemed like. Do you have any other music news or anything?
No, I'm so excited that you brought up Jeff Buckley. I'm like depressed now.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. No, I feel like I listened to him so much, and I went through like I've been really like listening to him a lot during work hours.
I remember you saying
And
that too.
yeah, I'm just like, I get so sad when I think about it, because he's such a great artist that we
God, yeah.
can you imagine all the music we don't have, like, because he's gone. Like, oh, depressing.
Yeah, I feel the same way about Heath Ledger.
Nick Drake. Oh, Heath Ledger, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Nick Drake too.
That was sad. That was fucking sad.
He was I feel like I can still say this, that he's still one of my like biggest just like heartthrob. Like I remember seeing 10 Things I Hate About You for the first time, and then realizing that he died, because he had already passed when I had seen that movie. He passed away in 2008 or 2000.
Yeah,
somewhere around, like
a long
that
time ago. Yeah,
when The Dark Knight came out, like around that time, I think. And I was still really young, and I was too young to like comprehend. I just kind of knew who he was, but I didn't, and then later I started watching it, and then it hit me like, oh, he's dead. And then I started watching like Knight's Tale, and then just like diving into like just, and then I saw Dark Knight again, and it just made me so sad.
Yeah, because it's really like depressing.
And he also seemed like a really great person too, like really funny.
And that was just a situation where he took the wrong drugs, a combination of the wrong drugs, and got a massage, fell asleep, and never woke up. And it's just like very devastating, like so sad.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird? Did you read that? Oh, I forgot. It's like open.
Get out of here. Yeah, it's like, that's why I can hear everything. So it's like, it's so there's.
Yeah. Bye.
Just leave. Drive safe.
Did you know that like during that time when he died, he was kind of dating like one of the Olsen twins?
Had he already
The
divorced?
Michelle, they weren't married. They just were like they had broken up. They had been broken up for like a year. And
Dating one of the Olsen twins?
yes, like one of Mary Kate or Ashley, I don't know which one. So like she was one of the people that they called, I think, like when he died. I don't remember. I was just like, this is fucking weird. But obviously Michelle Williams has his baby, so she was involved, she was like the one they were taking photos and all about like, how do you feel? Like they were just like on her when he died. Um, but yeah, I thought
He
that was
looks
weird.
just like him.
His twin. His twin. She's so
Yeah.
cute. Matilda.
Yeah, that's such a cute name.
It
I
is
love.
cute.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyways, back to happy. Just kidding.
back to happy. Yes, yes. Let's shift the mood just a smidgen. So Machine Gun Kelly has been like bullied like a lot on TikTok because
Why?
so he made the transition between like genres, and he kind of like thinks he can. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of his music. I don't
Yeah,
really, I've
not
just
like
never,
you.
but he switched, and people can switch genres. Genres are just genres, right? They're not boundaries. Like,
So what is he now? And what was he then?
so the issue is he calls himself emo, but it's like his brand. But the way that it comes off is as if like an industry plant were to kind of like
So
try to bring,
cheesy.
yeah, like first of all, he's made some comments. I'm all over the place right now. He's made some comments that are just kind of like, you know, questionable. He criticized how rockers wear comfortable shoes on stage. And that rock and roll, like just like it's not the vibe to wear freaking like sneakers and like New Balances on stage.
What
Like,
was he talking about?
yeah, because he like dresses really like crazy, I guess.
Uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of
Um,
leather, tight, sticky, hot clothes. Ugh.
yeah, and so the internet has decided, because when I think of emo, I think of My Chemical Romance. I think of early Panic at the Disco, um, Fall Out Boy, Blood on the Dance Floor, like, all of these like emo bands that I grew up with essentially when I was in school. I don't think of Machine Gun Kelly. And it fucking sent me into orbit when I read that someone called him Nerf Gun Nancy.
I saw you post that.
It's so funny because it's just like he's not, I don't know, it's just insane because it's like it's not that deep, but he's like trying to make himself seem like this, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Also, like, you shouldn't have to call yourself emo. Like, typically, if you're calling yourself
Yeah.
something, probably aren't that.
But then what's funny too, though, is this is why people are bullying him. He made a TikTok that was just so like cringy, where he was like, I guess the internet overlords or something like that are saying that I'm not emo. And then he gets like eyeliner and he starts drawing on his eyes. And he's just like emo, 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 emo. And the whole like the rest of the TikTok. And it's just
It's
like,
over.
and people, it's so funny. Like,
I just don't understand, like, how, like, Megan Fox is with him. I feel like she's more like a big sister to him, like, I don't know. He seems like such a child to me. And
yeah,
she's
maybe
like,
it's like the Pete
she's
Davidson.
not. I feel
They're
like
best
even
friends.
he's a little bit more, it's so weird. Yeah. Both of anyone that hooks up with them, like, it's just weird. It's a weird combination.
I just thought of something. Machine Gun Kelly is best friends with Pete Davidson, who is also like besties with Travis Barker, which I think is another reason why Machine Gun Kelly thinks he's like emo, because Travis produces his music.
Yeah.
And I think he also worked with Willow
Yeah. He
Smith.
did, I think.
But anyway, but I didn't register this, that Travis is with Courtney and they're all like their boyfriends are in the same
Yeah.
circle as like they are. Like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Courtney, who's really good friends with Megan, who's like, and then there's Kim. I don't know. It's just like weird. This
She's
is
just there
not
now.
relevant or important at all. But
No, it's just funny because it's just like what's happening right now. Like they're all in the news because they're all like, I'm just waiting for Kim to start like wearing like all black all the time. Just like
I
she
know.
always changes for who she's with. She always like morphs into like, she was like style, like high style when she was with Kanye because he was like styling her literally. So now I'm either waiting for her to dress down more or her to like completely change her style.
She's selling, if you're interested, she's selling her Yeezys for about a little over 300 if you're interested.
I'm serious. That's
Yeah.
sad. She's really going down like low. Come on.
But why don't you like just give them away? What is she
Yeah,
gonna do with
give them away.
$300? Should we?
Yeah, you can close.
It's gonna be really easy to edit. So short. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's somber, sad girl episode of Covers Under Covers. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube if you wanna, or like, follow us on SoundCloud if you wanna, or like Instagram if you want. But anyway, my name is Brenda,
I'm Maria.
and tune in next week. We'll see you later.
Bye.